This conference is brought to you by CallStack, your React and React Native development experts.
Hello everyone, it's a great honor to be here with you today. On a daily basis, I build an app for horse lovers. We are proud to be the biggest streaming platform for equestrian sport. It's Clip My Horse TV. And guess what? We have more than 4 million unique users annually. For many years, our app had this welcome screen. For many years, our app had this welcome screen, meticulously crafted by our designers. According to our product managers, was the gold standard for attracting users to purchase a subscription. We believe that users would understand the value of signing up right away and commit to creating an account. After all, access to live equestrian sports and exclusive content felt like a strong enough reason. And to sweeten the deal, we even offered a free trial month for every new user. It felt like a no-brainer. Sign up today, enjoy 30 days on us, and then keep the ride going. But when looking at data, after some time, we figured out that there's something worrying. Can you guess what it was? Cancellations. The nightmare for every subscription-based product. We noticed that as soon as the free trial month ended, a surprising number of users didn't stick around. This was kinda expected, but way bigger than we anticipated. We brainstormed what would be a better onboarding experience, and there was as many solutions as people in the room. The problem was that it was all based on intuition. So since we are kind of data heavy at our product, we figured we'll design an experiment. We focused on markets from France and Sweden to see what would happen if we remove the trial month entirely. On one side, the control group. Users saw the familiar login screen and were offered a free month just as usual. On the other side, the variant group. We swung the gates wide open. No login, no trial sign-up, just instant access to the live stream, videos, and the full experience. It was a bold move for us. Letting unregistered users explore so much was a complete shift from how we had always done things. And guess what? When we compared the behavior of our control and variant groups, we found clear patterns. Removing the trial month didn't just change how users explored the app, it changed how they committed to it. Churn rates, and most importantly, paid conversions. The data showed us something we couldn't ignore. Strategic changes to onboarding could create real, measurable business growth. Removing the trial actually brought us 25% more paid subscribers. It was completely counterintuitive. For years, we had believed that free trial was the ultimate hook that would win people over. But the data told a different story. It made us step back and rethink everything about our onboarding. Maybe the real question wasn't, should we have a trial, but how quickly can we get users to experience the value of the app without any roadblocks? This is the current experience for first-time users who open our app without registering. Instead of hitting a login wall, they land straight to the content they came for. 24/7 streams constantly running, highlights, and event schedules. By removing the initial barrier, we created a welcoming, open environment. Users can explore, get hooked on the content, and decide to sign up later on their own terms because they feel invited rather than pushed away. This experiment with the trial month was just one example in a long journey. At Clip My Horse TV, A/B testing is part of our DNA. Almost everything on our platforms is continuously tested. From small UI tweaks to major feature launches, we rely on data to guide us rather than intuition. This culture of experimentation helps us innovate safely, learn quickly, and keep improving the product in ways that truly matter to our users. Let's be honest. As engineers, we often build based on what we assume is right, but our feelings don't always align with user behavior. At Clip My Horse TV, we learn this the hard way and the smart way. Time after time, data has surprised us. It's not about discrediting your instincts. It's about validating them with real numbers from real users. The fun part is that sometimes what feels obviously better for us, it turns out to be a total flop in the wild. In fact, let's put this to the test right now. Here are two versions of the same filter button we tested in our app. Take a moment. Which one do you think performed better? Variant A or variant B? Don't overthink it. Please raise your right hand if you think that variant A is better, or left hand for variant B. All right. The winner was variant B, and it wasn't even close. It outperformed variant A by more than 100%. Now, here's the twist. When we launched the test, our UX team bet on variant A. That's why we test. Because even experienced designers, product managers, and engineers can be blindsided by real user behavior. Based on what we found, we refined the design even further. This is what our filter button looks like today. A version shaped not by gut feeling, but by actual user interaction data. And that change didn't just look better. It improved significantly the engagement with the filter feature. But here's the real takeaway from this experiment. The success wasn't just about pixels or placement. It was about the way we approached the problem. We didn't arrive at this solution because someone guessed the right design. We got there because designers, product managers, and developers came together, questioned our assumptions, and let real user data guide us. With AI tools taking over more of the routine coding, our value isn't just in how we build things. It's in what we choose to build and why. And this is where our role as developer is changing. We are no longer just turning requirements into code. We are becoming product thinkers, UX advocates, data analysts, all rolled into one. It means thinking beyond the ticket. Wearing many hats means understanding the whole product, not just one piece of the code. At Clip My Horse TV, engineers are part of shaping the product. We question assumptions, suggest experiments, validate ideas with data. And speaking about validating ideas with data, this is where one of our most powerful tools come in, A/B testing. Because being a product-thinking developer isn't just about asking the right questions. It's about getting real answers, and that's exactly what A/B testing gives us. So let's take a step back and talk about the basics. What exactly is A/B testing? At its core, it's simple. You take two versions of something, say a feature, a button, a flow, and you change just one thing between them. That might be a label, a layout, or a piece of logic. Then you randomly show each version to different users and measure the impact. Did users click more? Did they convert? Did retention improve? This isn't about shipping and hoping. It's about setting up an experiment, just like in science, and letting real user behavior guide your decisions. A/B testing helps us move from assumptions to evidence. So now that we understand what A/B testing is, let's break down what actually goes into a good test. The first thing is hypothesis. Every test starts with a question or belief. For example, we think letting users skip login will increase engagement. That's our hypothesis. It needs to be clear and testable. The next thing is variants. These are the versions you want to compare, usually just two, your current version A and the new one, B. Keep the changes minimal so you can clearly see what made the difference. Decide upfront what success looks like. Is it more signups, longer watch time? Make sure your metrics are measurable and aligned with your goal. You need enough users to get reliable results. Too few and you risk making decisions based on noise instead of real trends. Don't stop the test too early. Give it enough time to reach significance and account for patterns like day-of-the-week behavior. When all these pieces come together, you get a test that's like a good science experiment, structured, focused, and designed to teach you something valuable about your users. So how do we actually run A/B tests in React Native app? There are many good options for A/B testing depending on your team setup, scale, and budget. Firebase Remote Config is one of the most popular tools and the one we use at ClipMyHorse.tv. It works seamlessly on both iOS and Android, and it lets us control which variant a user sees directly from the server. The main point is, pick a tool that fits your workflow, your stack, and your team's level of experimentation maturity, because the best A/B testing tools is the one you actually use. This is how simple it can be. Here is an example using Firebase Remote Config. We define a feature flag, in this case, new feature. When the app loads, it fetches a value from remote config. If the flag is true, we render the new variant. Otherwise, we fall back to the old one. This means you can control experiments server-side, roll out changes gradually, and even turn features off instantly. Of course, in production, you likely wrap this in some kind of custom hook or abstraction, but the principle remains. Keep the logic small, focused, and easily switchable. One of the big challenges in mobile A/B testing is rollout control. On web, you can easily deploy instantly and fix issues fast, but on mobile, every change goes through the app stores, and that means delays. That's why gradual rollout is so important. Instead of pushing a new feature to 100% of users, you can start with 1%, then 10%, and only scale when you are confident it's working well. You also need kill switches, flags that let you disable a broken or underperforming feature without shipping a new app version. The key is to plan ahead, assume something might go wrong, and build your tests in a way that gives you flexibility and control. Once your experiment is running, the next question is, what does success look like? First, define a primary success metric. That's the one thing your test is trying to improve. Maybe it's signups, clicks, video starts, or retention. Next, set guardrail metrics. These are safety checks. For example, you might want to increase video starts, but not if time spent per session drops or crash rate goes up. Guardrails help ensure you're not optimizing one thing at the cost of everything else. Finally, you can gather qualitative feedback. User interviews, reviews, support tickets. These don't replace data, but they can help explain it. At ClipMyHorseTV, we always align experiments with clear goals and monitor the broader impact. That's how we make confident decisions. A/B testing is powerful, but it's easy to get it wrong. Here are some common pitfalls we've seen. Starting too big. It's tempting to test a massive redesign, but don't. Launching a huge experiment makes it nearly impossible to pinpoint what change caused a positive or negative result. Instead, break things down into small, manageable experiments. No hypothesis. Without a clear hypothesis, your results don't mean much. Always start with a specific question or assumption. For example, instead of let's see if a new button color works, a better hypothesis is changing the button from blue to green will increase conversions by 5% because green is associated with goal and action. This gives your test a purpose and a measurable goal. Ignoring statistical significance. This is probably the most common mistake. Don't jump to conclusions just because one variation seems to be winning after a day or two. Statistical significance is what tells you if your results are due to the change you made or just random chance. Tools and calculators can help you determine if you have enough data to make a confident decision. Forgetting about users on all app version. This is pitfall that's particularly relevant to mobile development. Unlike web, you can't force all users onto the latest version. When you run an experiment, you need to account for users who might still be on an older version and that don't have the new experiment code. Your app testing setup must be able to gracefully handle these cases, perhaps by defaulting to the control group or simply not showing the experiment at all. And finally, forgetting to remove old experiments. As you run more and more tests, you accumulate that experiment code. If you don't have a process for cleaning up this code, it can clutter your code base, increase your app's bundle size, and even slow down performance. Make sure your team has a clear process for cleaning up winning variations and retiring old experiments. A/B testing isn't just a one-off task. It's a mindset and culture. At my company, developers are encouraged to ask questions like, how can we validate this idea? Or what if we tried this differently? We make it a habit to share results openly, whether a test succeeds or fails, because every test teaches us something valuable. Also, tracking your test ideas and results in a backlog helps the team align to ensure no insights are lost. At ClipMyHorseTV, developers and product managers own the test from start to finish, and we are convinced that building a culture where data guides decisions leads to better products and happier users. A/B testing transforms how we build products. Instead of relying on intuition, we follow a clear path. Start with an idea or a question. Design and run a test to validate it. Collect data from your users. Gain learnings from the results, whether positive or negative. Use those insights to improve the product continuously. This cycle helps us build with confidence, reducing risks, and driving real impact. When we started, our app rating on Android was sitting at 2.5 stars. iOS was almost identical. It wasn't terrible, but it still had plenty of room to grow. Throughout continuous experimentation, tweaking features, refining flows, and listening to our users, we started to see a shift. Not overnight, but step by step, test by test. Fast forward to today, 4.5 stars on Android and 4.7 stars on iOS. That's not just a number in the App Store. That's a real user saying this product works for me. you can clearly see a gradual increase in the rating as of October 2024 when we did a huge redesign of our live and event screen. It's proof that when we stop guessing and start testing, we can transform not just the product, but the way people feel about it. To wrap up, here are some key takeaways for your A/B testing journey. Start small. Begin with simple tests that answer clear questions. Test with intent. Begin with simple tests that have a solid hypothesis and measure the right metrics. Focus on outcomes. It's not about what feels good, it's about what moves the needle. Use what you learn. Let data shape your next steps and keep iterating. A/B testing is a tool to build better products faster. Thank you all for joining me today. I hope this gave you new ideas and confidence to start or improve A/B testing in your React Native apps.